Hello, folks. I'm here with Chris Ohlsen. Today, we are talking about Chris is giving you a little campaign update, and I wanted to know what was the major concern of those voters out there that Chris has been talking to. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, you've been out on the campaign trail for a while. You've been knocking on doors. What is the number one concern that you have heard from voters in the school district?
Well, the voters I've talked to have all coalesced on one thing and one thing only, and that is the current bond that's being presented to them. And they're worried to death about the expense of that bond and the tax hikes that are looming to fund it.
Okay. What about that makes them? What about that makes them fearful? What's the problem?
Well, they're already taxed to the max as far as they're concerned.
Okay.
They just don't feel like they can afford any more, and they're not feeling like they're getting the biggest bang for their buck by voting for a bond that is just going to hike their taxes.
Okay. What happened to the old bond? I mean, don't we have what's going on with that thing?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what happened with it. I know it wasn't what I would call fiscally responsible in the handling and management of it, but it all boils down to, yes, how was that money spent? Where did it go? And what projects are still pending?
All right. Are the voters aware of this, and is that a concern?
Well, they are when I talk to them, because I tell them that I'm wondering where all this stuff that was supposed to happen, where it went.
Right. And so that probably can't but add to the nervousness that,
Yes.
if you, and I think that's true. I think people would agree with you. At least those who are objective can say, hey, I don't know, it might have been something happened somewhere. We're not sure, but something happened. But
Well, it's a matter of transparency.
Yeah.
If somebody would just be able to explain it, put it out there, and show where that discrepancy has happened and why it happened, it would be a lot easier to tolerate, I'm sure.
well, that's going to be one of the things that if you're elected, you are going to be tasked with doing, is to restore the trust, if you will, between the district and the people. How do you propose to do that?
Well, it's going to be a daunting task, I can assure you of that. But the best way to do it is reach out to the people in general on both sides, those that are for, those that are against, and do our best to bring them together with the school board and the district and make the trust factor bigger, better, more reliable. The fiscal responsibility and transparency of anything they do is a key factor in producing that trust.
Chris, if this bond fails, are we in trouble?
Well, I'm not sure that that's a possibility, but again, we can go out in November. I would like to see the bond, I wish this bond would have been done that way, line itemed. I want to know exactly where this money is going, and I want to be able to vote on it. This item, yes, that item, no. I think people would take to that a little bit easier. There's certain factors in the bond that they're afraid they don't need any more of that. They want more of this. And if you line item the bond and the amount of money you're spending for those projects, you'd be better off.
Is that how you guys did it in Joshua?
That's how it's done this time in Joshua, and I wasn't part of that, but the last two bonds we did, yes, I believe they were line itemed, if I remember correctly.
All right, and those passed, right?
Yes.
All right, so there was trust between the district there and the people.
Yes, but they weren't in the hundreds of millions either.
I got you.
That makes a big difference as well.
Indeed. Chris, we're getting to the 4-minute mark, so what else would you like to say to the people?
Of all things, get out there and vote. And vote your conscience and vote your heart and your soul for the best interest of the kids and the teachers and the community. Because all three legs of this milk stool have to be strong, otherwise we're going to fall over.
Folks, Chris Ohlsen, Godley ISD School Board, Place 3. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
You bet.
We'll
Thank
talk to
you.
you soon. Bye.